Before I even knew the term mom shaming, I was a mom shamer. There was vomit all over her crib. Okay, what is my story? It humbles you so freaking quick. This last week has been the hardest week of my life. Okay, hi guys, welcome to the video. Oh my god. I don't even remember how to talk to a camera. I don't remember how to talk to humans. I am like struggling to form sentences, words, thoughts. Before I get into whatever this video is, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, all the things. Let's just get into it. I didn't post last week because honestly, this last week has been the hardest week of my life. It was harder than the first week with my newborn. It was harder than the last week of pregnancy. It was harder than birth. I would have done any of those things over again rather than relive the last week that we just had. I can't even tell you, like, it makes me emotional just talking about it. I think I'm cried out. I think because Lily's fine now, I'm starting to stabilize emotionally, but oh my god. So a couple weeks ago, I posted a video about getting food poisoning, and now I really don't know if it was food poisoning. Now I'm kind of like, did I have this stomach bug before it was like a thing? Like, am I the hipster of the stomach bug? Because it feels like that's always the case. It was violent. Like, I was miserable for like 4 days. Had the baby by myself for like all 4 days, and then like it stopped and I thought that was it, good to go. No, Monday morning, last Monday, my poor baby, I had no idea, literally no idea. I fed her at like midnight that night, and then she slept until like 7:30, and I was like, wow, that like never happens. And so I thought it was weird that like, wow, she's sleeping so good. When I finally went and got her up, there was vomit all over her crib, on her blanket, on her stuffy, in her hair, in the back of her hair, on her face, down in her sleeper. There was vomit everywhere. It was just very sad. It was very, very, very sad. And I felt terrible. I obviously immediately got her in the bath. I'm like stripping all of her bedding down. Thank God the Newton has like a removable thing so that you can literally wash the mattress. You know, all started in the laundry, put her in the bath. She was like, you could tell she didn't feel good, but she was kind of like, whatever, it's fine. I messaged our pediatrician and she was like, you know, keep an eye on her. There's a stomach bug going around. And I was like, I'm sure she's fine. A couple hours later, she's throwing up again. Just water, but like nonetheless, it's projectile shooting everywhere. And then just like diarrhea out the wazoo for like the next 4 days. Never wanted to be put down, needed comfort all the time, wouldn't sleep in her crib by herself for naps. So we did do some contact napping, which honestly took me back to the newborn days. It was very bittersweet. Sleep was absolutely terrible because I was just letting her sleep as much as she wanted. Like, there was no routine. There was nothing. There was no setting her down so I could make her a meal. There was no putting her in her chair so I could make her a meal, or letting her run around so I could shower real quick or brush my teeth or put makeup on, or forget leaving the house. Like, she was just so miserable. And I'll put in a couple pictures of her just like cuddling, sleeping. Just look at her eyes. Like, she just looks so stinking miserable. It was just, honestly, oh, see, I want to cry. I'm not going to. It was honestly heartbreaking because like, there's nothing you can do except for just like be there, you know? I can't take her pain away. She can't tell me exactly what she's wanting or needing. Not that she probably even knew if she could tell me, but it just was so painful. Okay, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do it. My mom's coming over literally right now so that she can watch Lily so I can grocery shop without a baby because she's the best Gigi ever, and I need any sort of break that I can get as of lately right now. It is just beyond exhausting, mentally, emotionally, physically. And then Sean got really sick. He's like just now getting over it. We still went to Easter, which don't judge us. I don't know if that was the best call, but it was just challenging. I felt like I was gonna say a lot more, but I just kind of wanted to explain my absence and my demeanor because I feel like I just went through war. I know that probably sounds dramatic, but I feel like if there's any parents out there that have had a full ass week, 7 days, not a work week, 7 days of dealing with a sick, sad baby. Like, it will humble you. It'll make you question yourself as a parent. It will test your patience beyond anything you can freaking imagine. Obviously, there are much worse situations, and in the grand scheme of things, like, this wasn't that bad and it could be so much worse, and I'm so grateful it wasn't any freaking worse, but it doesn't diminish how hard it was and how hard it is. It's tough. I was questioning everything. I'm like, is she tired? I don't know. Is she hungry? I don't know. Normally I know these things because she's so habitual and we're in such a great routine that, like, normally I know what's going on. I had no idea. I felt like I don't even know my baby anymore. Like, she doesn't know what she wants. Like, how am I supposed to know what she wants? Happy Monday. But anyway, genuinely have no idea what this video will be. Sorry for such a lengthy chit chat in the beginning, but like, I just need to vent. It's been crazy. She's down for her nap. Hopefully you enjoyed our impromptu little swimming pool, tarp, whatever. She just loves the water so much, so I just wanted to give her something she could play in. The tarp was all we had yesterday, and I just got that little kiddie pool at the grocery store for $15. I was like, yes, give me that. And she loved it. And she was in her, my grandma got me this swimsuit, the pink galaxy unicorn combination. It's a lot, but you know what? It's fun, and she doesn't care, and neither should I. But I need to make her nap time count, honestly. I want to get these dishes put away. My hair is starting to grow out. The layers are not as intense. They used to be like literally up here, but I think I've got almost a couple inches of growth. I'm gonna get my dishes put away. while ago, I asked on Instagram, which you should follow me by the way if you don't. I have Instagram, TikTok also, but I asked just randomly if anyone had questions that they would care to hear me talk about, and I got a few responses and I just was so excited. So I want to finally circle back to those. I'm going to talk about those while I attempt to style my hair, because why not, you know? This is a productive way to spend my baby's nap, right? Someone asked for me to talk about starting a YouTube channel. I don't know if I'm like the person to ask because I have very few followers compared to most channels. I'm just a teeny tiny little channel, but basically a real quick rundown. I make videos because I am obsessed with YouTube. Literally any free chance I get to watch YouTube, I'm watching YouTube. I could do a whole video about like the YouTubers that I watch and the like what I watch on YouTube, because I am a devoted user, a devoted fan. I grew up on it, so it just feels like, I don't know, it just feels like, well, I should do that too. Like, clearly I'm so interesting, you know? But I just always loved YouTube. I have a Canon, what is this? M50, I think is the model that I have. I'll double check. Actually, I have the box right here. Yeah, it's a Canon EOS M50, a Canon M50, if that means anything to you or if you want to look it up or whatever. I have an external mic that I'll use occasionally, but I mostly have my like little light plugged in that I got for Christmas because I'm obsessed with it. I use iMovie on my MacBook to edit. It's just the free editing software that comes with Mac. I use Epidemic Sound for my music. It's a paid subscription, but it's so good. So good. There's so many talented artists on there that are just, I love them. But I'll try to keep it brief because I'm not exactly sure what like advice or what information you're wanting to know. So if you have any follow-up questions, let me know and I'll answer them like in the comments or in the next video or whatever. But yeah, that's like the basic gist of like how and why I started my YouTube channel. All right, another one was for mom shaming. All I can say is you can't say shit until you're a mom. I absolutely, before I even knew the term mom shaming, I was a mom shamer. I would see kids in the grocery store having meltdowns and I would just be like, wow, my kid would literally never, like, what the heck? That's so crazy. That's such a poorly behaved child, like, but that is what kids do. That is part of them growing and learning how to regulate their emotions. And granted, my experience, my baby is just about to turn 1 in like a couple weeks. So, you know, take everything I say with a grain of salt, but already I have been so humbled. And one thing that I'll probably get my karma in the future, but one thing that I still find myself like kind of looking sideways at some moms is like, you know, letting your little kids drink soda and like candy. And I grew up with such a poor relationship with food, and that is something I have spent my whole life really trying to like repair and grasp and fix. And so I'm like so dead set on not doing the same to Lily. Like I like healing my inner child, if you will, by kind of learning that with her and teaching both of us that at the same time. I've been, you know, I'm very aware of nutrition. I took a lot of nutrition courses like in college actually, which was super fun. And honestly, if I were ever going back to school, side tangent, if I were ever to go back to school, I feel like it would either be for nutrition or to be a doula. I feel like I just loved like pregnancy and birth. That was such a fun, exciting time that I feel like I would be such a good doula. Like I just feel like later in my life, after my kids are like in school or whatever, if I still have that drive, I could see myself doing that. But that's a side note. But mom shaming, you learn every lesson as soon as you have kids. When you're a parent, you understand, like, it just all starts to make sense. And I apologize to any moms that I have judged before having a child. I did not know shit, and I am so sorry. And it doesn't matter if you grew up with kids, if you were the best auntie, if you worked in daycare or preschool or this or that. It literally doesn't matter. Nothing prepares you for being a full-time mom. It is freaking hard. So respect to working moms, respect to stay-at-home moms. Being a mom, being a parent, it's all really tough. It's extremely rewarding. It's so fun. I would never in a million years ever go back or want to go back to not being a parent. I want another baby, maybe another baby. Your marriage, more staying out of the roommate phase. Girl, let me know. It's hard. It is so hard. Especially, I mean, like I said, my baby's almost a year, so that's all I have to compare it to, but I have an exclusively breastfed baby who does not sleep through the night. I'm a stay-at-home mom. It is so hard. I carry a lot of guilt with it too, because obviously before Lily was here, you know, my first priority was my husband. That was who I cared for next in line, right? Or first in line, really. Like, and then transitioning to having this little baby that is taking every ounce of my energy, my brain power, my like milk, like everything, just 24/7, full on this little human relying on me. It's so draining. I gotta stop for a second because this is some real talk. It's extremely hard. I'm just gonna be so candid right now. It has been the hardest year in our relationship ever. It's really tough. I'm sure our dynamic has a lot to do with that. Me being a stay-at-home mom and Sean working his ass off and basically running his family company work. It's a lot of pressure on him. So it kind of in turn puts a lot of pressure on me because I want to feel like I'm, you know, holding up my end, and it's hard. Just being super honest, I'm not gonna like air out our personal inner workings of our marriage. Finding time for us to be just a couple and not parents is extremely difficult. If we didn't have my mom and sister close by, like, I don't think we would literally still have gone on a date. It's hard. It's really hard. And I can only think that it gets easier with time. I don't know. I've never been through this. But I just think you have to be so dedicated to carving out one-on-one time with your partner, because if not, like, it's so easy to drift into that roommate state. And it's tough. It's really tough. I am really hopeful that when I wean Lily from breastfeeding, that she will start sleeping through the night, and, you know, maybe grandma can watch her or something for a night so that we can have even just a night at home, like, you know, or a staycation where we just go stay in Scottsdale or something, like close by for the first time, you know. But trying to find time together. I know it's so cliche and probably not helpful, but it's hard. Relationships after children are hard, and I feel like that's not talked about enough, like how challenging it is. Now that I've gone through it, all my friends are like, oh yeah, the first 2 years are the hardest years of my entire marriage, and we've been together for 15 years. And it's like, oh, sick, thanks for telling me. I was not prepared. Okay, next one is clothing recommendations. Also something I struggle with. I wear leggings and black t-shirts like every day, but I am just now starting to kind of like try to branch out. Like, I had a cute little outfit for Easter that wasn't black, It was like a little romper. I actually got that from Amazon. I can link it if anyone's interested. It was very cute, very comfortable. She said, I can't do high-waisted jeans. Me either. I wish I could, but they accentuate the mom pouch for me. The way they hit, it just like, it is not flattering. It's really, really not. I have to do a mid-rise. I like for it to hit right at or right below my belly button. And I always do like a bodysuit or like something that tucks in. I don't love the way my stomach looks right now, so I'm not doing a lot of crop tops, you know? So I love something that's like still form-fitting, so it shows like your curve and your shape, but I love like a little loose summery button up over the top. Mom bods, yeah. I don't know, girl. I'm still trying to figure that out too, honestly. I love just comfort. I know. It's not always the cutest, but I dress for comfort first. All right, just a couple more. Self-care. I try. I really do try. Again, I'm so grateful for my mom and sister. They watch Lily. Like my mom came over today so that I can go to the grocery store by myself, which is kind of sad that that is kind of like my version of self-care, is like going grocery shopping by myself. But that's just where I'm at, and I honestly, I've always loved grocery shopping. So getting to do that by myself and just like sip my coffee is really nice. When I get to work out during her nap, like that is very self-care to me. But I'm just trying to like work self-care back into my usual routine, and I feel like honestly, after month 10 with her, it got so much easier to get out of the mindset that like I can only do things for myself when she's asleep or when I'm not with her. And that's just not the case. I actually have been looking into, oh shoot. I watched this other YouTuber, Hey Shayla, and she was talking about this book, and I'm gonna figure out what it is and I'll link it or put it on the screen or something. But this author talks about coexisting with your children. And I don't know why, but that like whole concept blew my mind. For a long time, very much in the mindset of like, well, if Lily's awake, like I need to be a good mom and entertain her and be involved and like play with her and interact with her and teach her and blah, blah, blah. But like one of the like Montessori style teaching methods or whatever is to let your kids play, figure it out with themselves. And maybe not necessarily with an 11-month-old, but like still with a baby. But as they get older, like letting them be independent, play by themselves, you know, be imaginative, be independent, and coexisting with them. So if I'm putting up the dishes, like she's bopping around doing her thing. Sometimes she comes and tries to help and make messes, and sometimes she's in the living room playing in her ball pit. Like we're both just living life with each other, around each other, but I'm not her sole entertainment, you know? And I feel like it has helped me so freaking much. It was just like light bulb moment. I love that concept so much. I feel like it relieved so much pressure that I was putting on myself. And I don't know, I just thought that was really interesting. Self-care, find what, like, what's your, I think she said this in one of her videos, Hey Shayla. It's just like, what's your thing? Like, what's your one thing that you need to do in a day or accomplish in a day to feel like sane and good? And her thing was having a tidy house. And I was like, me freaking too. Like, if I got dishes in the sink and laundry all over the floor and my bed's not made and all these little, like, I can't, like, I don't feel good. Like, I can't focus on anything else, which maybe it's like a little OCD. I don't know, probably. But that's like my thing. Some people's thing is working out. Some people's thing is like going for a walk or a bike ride. Like whatever your thing is, finding a way to make that happen every day, like then that needs to be your priority. So that's why during a lot of her naps, like I'm working out. That's one of my things, and cleaning, because I like to have a clean space. But then also there's some days where I'm like, you know what? I want to sit down and read a book, or I want to sit down and watch an episode of my show that I love. I can clean while she's awake. I can't really just sit on the couch and watch TV while she's awake. So it's very like trade-off. I feel like I'm rambling. Did that make any sense? I don't know. Last one is my story. Okay, what is my story? I was born in 1997, July 11th. I'm a Cancer. Like, how detailed are we wanting to go? But yeah, July 11th, 1997, that's my birthday. I was born in Little Rock, Arkansas. My parents split when I was really young. We went and lived with my grandma. I called her my nanny. She was my nanny. It feels weird to call her grandma, but she was my nanny. I lived with my mom, my sister, and my nanny for a while, and we would go back and forth between my mom and dad's. He stayed in Arkansas. My nanny was in Louisiana, so we would drive halfway like every other weekend. And then after doing that for a while, we moved to Missouri, which is where I lived I think the majority of my life. I've been in Arizona so long now, but still most of my life has been spent in Missouri, around like in the Ozarks, small town, a little redneck, little backwoods sometimes. There was like 2,600 people or something like that, one stoplight, one Walmart, a few chain restaurants, a few local restaurants. Like, it was just very, very, very small town, very rural, farmland, like Mennonites, horse and buggy, that whole kind of thing. And then actually my senior year of high school, we moved to Arizona. So, which honestly, looking back, I'm like, that's crazy. But I was ready. I was like ready for a change. I was done with the small town. I was about to graduate high school. So like being in that mind frame, like I'm like, yeah, of course I wanted out of this teeny tiny town because it was very limiting there, in my opinion. Some people thrive there, love it there, will live there forever. Their families have lived there for like generations. I didn't have like ties like that. So I was like ready to go. My friends were already planning on going off to college and this and that, and everyone was kind of going their separate ways. I've kept like my close friends close. I went to Ironwood for 2 semesters. I took 3 classes my entire senior year, which was magical. I could have never done that in Missouri. Like my last semester of high school, I literally went to 1 class and then left and would go to work and go to the gym. That's when I got like super into fitness, was my senior year of high school. I kind of had a crush on someone in my high school who was super into working out, and I feel like that was low-key a motivation for me to be like, I want to be a gym girl. Obviously I'm married with a child now, but it's funny to think about like me being like, tee-hee, I'm gonna go to the gym, and then falling in love with it. My stepbrother worked at Gold's Gym, which it's now an EOS, or EOS, however you say it. He hooked me up with one of the trainers. I started working out with a couple different trainers there, and I just like loved it. Got really in shape, got really skinny. RIP, miss those days. But also it wasn't exactly like the healthiest relationship with food and exercise. I told a story in a video like a while ago, but I just had like one trainer that I just had like really bad experiences with. Struggled with that dynamic for a while before finally like quitting seeing that trainer. But I struggled a lot with like body image, and yeah, that's when I got, anyway, super tangent, that's when I got into working out. I got my first job in Arizona at Applebee's, and then I worked at Marshall's. I worked in downtown Glendale at this boutique called Pink House Boutique, which trauma. I will save that for another time. Oh my god, you scared me. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you. Oh my god, he got home early. That actually scared me so bad. I still get kind of embarrassed when I'm recording and someone like sees me or walks in on me. What was I saying? Pink House Boutique, worked there. It was awful, but honestly all these little jobs I had were like such good experience. Marshall's is actually where I met Alicia. we're still obviously very good friends. She makes little appearances in the vlog. Yeah, I just like worked a few jobs. Oh, I also worked at Orange Theory for like a hot minute, which was also kind of terrible, but super fun at the same time. I think that's all my jobs I had. I met Sean at the gym. We've been together for like 6 years now. And then I got pregnant and we had a baby and here we are. I don't know. That's really all I have for my story, I guess. I don't know if there's any, like I said, if you have more questions, if anyone's watching that asks these questions, leave them in the comments and I'll either respond there or in the next video or on Instagram or something. But I feel like the couple inches that I've grown have helped so much. Like, this is honestly so much better. I've been struggling with my hair. Anyway, I feel like this has been a very chatty video, so I am going to end it here. I'm still making videos. I just have been going through it the past week, truly. Like, yikes. We're through the thick of it. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. It always gets better. Sometimes it just takes forever. But thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to give it a like, subscribe, leave me a comment. If you ask questions on Instagram, thank you. Love you so much. Appreciate it. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.